Arckatron and we in the build. We in the build. We in the build.
Yeah, we in
Nerd
the
Soul.
What?
We
going
in the building.
What?
I said we in the build.
Yeah.
Build.
Yeah. Come up.
Build. Yeah, what up? What up?
Late ill kid at one young, so holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, come up with another wonderful episode of Beats Vibes Life. Normally, I bring an album, he brings an album, and we hash it out. Do we like it? Is it as good as it used to be? All that good stuff. But today we got a special one. So before we get started, to my left, awesome beat maker, fantastic human being, Arckatron.
Hello, people. Hello, IG world. Hello, YouTube world.
Ooh.
How y'all doing? Today, we have a interesting episode today. A different path episode today.
Yes.
And who do I have to my right?
NERDSoul. That's right. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, social media master maven. I don't know.
Master maven.
I don't know.
Master maven, mastermind.
But check this. Usually we do our music and we do albums. And every now and then we do a documentary. Yes. And here it's all about that hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then we dip our toe into other stuff. Yep. But we had the Wu-Tang documentary. First thing, a Wu for you. And a Wu for you. And then we had Shangri-La, which was the documentary about Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin and the Shangri-La, the actual place.
Yeah, the actual place.
Business.
And today we're going to be covering Free Meek, the documentary about Meek Mill. It's on Amazon Prime, done by Rock Nation and Meek Mill himself. And it chronicles his journey, if you want to call it, his frustration, his perils with the justice system, especially kind of involving one particular judge. Now, before we get started, big shout out to the people that are already watching. I know it's one of y'all watching. I don't know who
we
it
got
is.
Somebody in the house soon.
And we got in the house.
Orto Fun
Art of something?
No, it's Oto.
Oto?
Yeah, I remember the name.
Autophonery?
You said I remember you in SP so proud. Yes. Remind me of where, because it's me and him, we do a lot of shows. Your name, I've seen your name, I'm actually following you, but please remind me. My brain ain't too well nowadays, especially if you've changed your name over the years or something like that. I don't really know. Like people change their name. I'm like, what's your name?
Good point.
But I would say it looks like Fon Renee.
Something like that.
No, it's Oto Fon Renee.
Oh, well, thanks for saying it's a dope podcast.
Art show in Glendale.
But over here on YouTube, we got NERDSoul Light coming through. Peace. What's up, my little baby boy? Love you.
What up?
Mwah. Anyway.
It's JP. Okay.
Oh, JP. Cool. Shout out to JP.
What up?
So, before we get started, we got some sponsors. I want to give a shout out to NASWIP, People Against Smoking Weed in Public Places. Also, IXRAFO. Every now and then you just have to protect yourself. So yeah, just wanted to give it out to them.
Those sponsors are so large, they're over my head.
Yeah.
Like an airplane.
And then also you can never forget our sponsor. Not only are we on the radio everywhere, but a big shout out to W Balls. Big shout out to them. Great radio station to be on. So they're putting our audio out there. So much love to you. Yeah. Now, with that said, to the chat real quick over here in IG or on YouTube, go and throw your thoughts in, your basic thoughts in about Free Meek. I'm on the hashtag on Twitter. So if I see something that someone says that's insightful, I'll go on and, you know what I'm saying?
You find people saying things on Twitter?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
The Free Meek stuff?
Yeah, the Free Meek. Just follow the hashtag. I'm trying to hashtag. Little baby thing.
Actually, mine, you can click on mine. I put a hashtag.
Ah, see.
So you can click on mine too, and I can find you on IG.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I want to start, this documentary, I guess we'll go like this. After watching the documentary, what are your initial thoughts from it?
Since we cannot really swear too much, but my initial thoughts has always been before this documentary.
Yeah.
Is I don't like the criminal justice system. The system is corrupt. And I want to quote one of the greatest hip-hop philosophers of all time when he says, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yep.
And what are your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts, I was watching this with my wife and I quoted this song that is still relevant by the one, the only KRS-One, Black Cop, Black Cop, Black Cop, Black Cop. You don't even get paid a whole lot. Look, the song is still relevant now. It's a shame that it is.
Make a new one, Black Judge too. Black Judge,
Black Judge, Black Judge, Black Judge.
What's wrong with y'all?
Oh man, so this documentary is frustrating because it's something that we all know, and what hurts the most watching this is imagine all of the people that don't have Meek Mill connections
and Meek Mill money,
hundreds,
and Meek Mill resources,
and hundreds.
Because he was that when he first went in. He didn't have the resources. It took him 7 months to get $5,000.
Yeah,
the mob they was cooking the meals and put them in Tupperware and selling them.
Yeah, so
7 months in jail.
7 months to get the money together, and
for him to be thrown back in there.
Let's start with that. Cash bail is a system that is completely classist. It's set up against Black people because Black people in general in this country have been pushed into poverty. But as an evolution of our society, it's been basically levied against poor people as well. We need to get rid of cash bail. It needs to be all or nothing. If everybody gonna stay in jail, everybody needs to stay in jail until trial, or if not, they need to be free until trial. Because this cash bail stuff,
unless they have a habit of like just dipping off.
Yeah, unless someone been like,
it's called something like fleeing or something.
Fleeing unless somebody like killing people with their bare hands or something. But if it's someone who's like, oh, you had drugs, like they shouldn't have to stay in jail because you had drugs until you go to court. Like it's just,
I think it should. I think the process should be quicker.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Definitely.
They've taken. Okay. And the reason why I say this is because now, as of last week, I've been to 2 trials. One in Philadelphia because I used to live there for 12 years. Full disclosure, I've been there for 12 years. I was there when Meek Mill was going through all that stuff. I was there from 03 to 015. So I was there.
This is regular 15.
015 to 015.
Yeah.
So I was there. I remember the stories, but at the time I wasn't paying attention too much because this is a rapper. I didn't know about him. I didn't like his music, so wasn't really paying attention too much to it because it just felt like the news was always just saying the same thing every day about every single case that was going. It was the same kind of news.
Yeah.
It was never good news. Like it was always the same. Oh, another corrupt cop. Oh, another corrupt judge. Oh, another corrupt DA. Oh, another corrupt city official. Oh, another corrupt mayor. Another corrupt. Blah, 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 blah. Everyone's corrupt. So my question is, okay, you go get. Let me tone it down.
Nah. I'm a ride with you. There was a certain point, and they kind of talk about it in the mid to late 80s into the 90s, where this whole because essentially Reagan pushed this stuff
crack.
With the whole the war against drugs, war against drugs
that you pumping into
and that you brought here due to the Iran Contra and don't look. All right, so okay, geopolitical issue. All right, the Iran Contra. All right, there was a war in Iran, and they couldn't just give money to Iran. So what? Or I'm trying to remember because it was Iran and Colombia. I'm trying to remember the country down in South America. If it's not Colombia, I'm sorry, and I apologize. But it was a country in South America. They couldn't just give them money. Sorry.
Keep going.
Since they couldn't just straight give them money, what they did is they sold guns to Iran and then used that money to then funnel to South America by buying drugs and then bringing the drugs into our country. And guess who they gave the drugs to? Did they give them to the richest people? No, they gave it to the poorest communities ever. And then, of course, in doing that, then turned around and put their noses up at us and say, look at what you're doing. So fast forward, we have the war on drugs because they create a problem and now they're going to solve it, just like the pharmaceutical companies. So get out of the way, forget that. So at this time, Nicaragua. All right, so Nicaragua, sorry, Colombia, ain't mean to put y'all in that, Nicaragua. So there's this time where they create these, like narcotic teams. And they're essentially, see, they're coming for us now. You can probably hear them. But they create these teams that are essentially cowboys. And to a certain degree, no, not even to a certain degree, they're criminals.
They're more like pirates than cowboys.
They're like pirates. And they
looting.
so they end up just robbing drug dealers. And of course, locking them up, but they're essentially just robbing drug dealers all around, whether it's robbing them for their drugs or robbing them for their money.
Mostly robbing them for their money.
Yeah, but drugs, there's been cases.
Them.
Yeah, there've been cases where they resell them drugs. So you create a system where these guys are just cowboys. They're just out there, and this isn't only in Philly. Philly is a microcosm of every big city all around the U.S., but this is what's happening. Yeah. So you got corrupt this, corrupt that, and it just keeps going on and on and on. And nobody's stopping to check the system or even try to make the system be accountable to itself.
That's the problem.
And when
that's
I say
the problem,
that, IA is getting on me.
Internal affairs.
IA, internal affairs. This is how you know that's BS. Because action, if internal affairs was as hardcore as they are on TV and in movies, then all these cops is killing people, they be fired. In TV, a cop will go speeding and run through a stoplight, and internal affairs be like, we got to talk to you. We just know that's BS.
In the real world,
the real world, it's BS. They're all playing for the same team, and there's no oversight from an objective party. Now, I don't have all the answers. I don't know what that party would be, who they would be, how they would do it. But there is no oversight.
I got no answers. It should be people. Should be doing
it. True.
More of us than them.
True that.
We should keep them more accountable.
Yeah. So with that said, we got this system of corruption already that he's already growing up in. They forced the city into poverty. All these jobs are gone. And people, when people don't feel that they have options, there's no hope. What happens? Crime starts to rise. So he's in this area and he has a gun because he said, I just met someone, dude got shot.
Yeah, right in the same corner where he almost got.
So the issue that pops this all off is an issue where they come up, they want to rob his cousins. He puts the gun on the ground. It goes from putting the gun on the ground to pointing his gun at them and having crack.
Yes.
Which is a lie from these pirate type dudes. That's what spurs all of this.
Yep.
All of this. Corruption at the very seed spurns all this.
Corruption in the field, corruption in the courts.
Yes. And that.
I got more. Yeah.
So all right. So that's what I really want to talk about right now. Lisa said we're freezing a lot. Hopefully we're not freezing no more.
Hold on.
Hopefully we're not.
I gotta do one thing.
Okay, cool.
Wait, No, I'm thinking about my computer. My computer might be downloading something.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
It might, but we should be good. Let us know if we're still freezing
on this end because you can see the freeze.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any even thing, but maybe, hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, we need someone else.
So we got So we have this system full of nothing but corruption that doesn't care about the people that they're essentially operating around and in the same city with. And it's just brazen violence. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because Meek Mill was a child. You know what I'm saying? 16, I think,
No, he was 19.
Oh, he was 19? Okay, cool. So
he was legally he was on probation for 10 years. 10
so okay, years. So he was legally an adult.
He was supposed to be 30 and actually finally be off probation, but it got extended 2 more years.
All right, cool. So technically he was an adult, yes, but 19. Anyone
and they beat him up.
Yeah, beat him up in the street and then beat him up more inside the house. These guys
used his head as a battering ram.
These guys were all right, so it's gotten better. Cool.
Yeah, I just checked. It looked good.
These guys in Philly and in other cities were just horrible. And it opens the door of this whole story, letting you know it's started here. So it can't get, I guess it could get better, but it's letting you know it's about to get worse. Like that's like the first episode. There's 5 episodes and all. I think that's the first episode, and they're letting you know the story ain't about to get better. It's about to get worse. And that's, I guess I'll stop for that, and I'll let you talk for a second.
You sure you got nothing else? You sure?
Well, for now, I don't have anything else. I'll let you go. Because we got lawyers to talk about, we got judges to talk about, we got family and stuff like that. But I'm just for the beginning, I wanted to get that off my chest. Now, please.
Yeah. So then he gets sentenced. There's the corrupt cop that arrested him is in court saying that he pulled a gun on him and he had drugs on him, crack cocaine.
Yeah.
So then the judge believes him, and then Meek tells the story. Of course, she don't believe him. He gets locked up for. She gives him a break.
Yeah.
She gives him a break for what? 2 years? Like 11 months or like 12 months?
Yeah,
I
think and it's 11 months.
10 years probation.
Yeah. Which is crazy. 10 years probation, but of course, with how bad the justice system is, they even was like, yo, we feel like we got a break.
Yeah.
And you see right there with the judge already, you kind of get the vibe that she's definitely very arrogant, and power has definitely fueled her attitude towards, sadly, her own people.
There's a whole thing I'm about to say about the judge.
Yeah. You know what? Fine. Let's go on and get on the judge now. Before you start, I'll just say these 2 words: self-hate. Continue.
I think there has to be some underlying renouncement. There has to be some this is a personal vendetta.
Yeah. And I was wondering that whole time I was watching. I was expecting the documentary to come out and be like, I think, his grandma and her went to school together, or his mom.
It's something that they can't there's something that no one's put together yet with that.
Yeah, because
it don't make
his
no kind
dad like beat up her brother, or did
his father do something to, because his father was used to rob.
Yes, father
used to rob her mother or something.
Like
something.
I'm like,
there's something
because
there.
I'm like, she is definitely
gunning for him,
even to the point where the judge, not the judge, her lawyer, because of course they bring civil action against her. Her lawyer, when he's being unmiked,
they kept the tape roll, which I don't know how fair that is, but whatever.
Well, technically, they were just unmiking him. They didn't say, so it's that
they were still recording.
It's that gray area. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, he goes on like, I don't know what her deal is. It's hard to defend her. Why don't she just let it go? So even he's like, I don't even know what this is about.
Yeah, it seems way more personal, and she has way more at stake in this particular case.
Yeah.
That's 12 years old.
Yeah, and then you also see where she has, like almost 20 to 30 other cases where she's like, I'm a judge, so you better just let me sue you type stuff. It's like, what? Like she's definitely on some other stuff. And
she's abusing her power.
And yeah. And big shout out to Twitter at the Life of Korea. She says, nobody this whole time realized how effed up Janice Brinkley was. Sis was bat crazy. And nobody ever looked at anything she did. And I was interested in one thing I think we can change with Philly is they need to allow cameras in courtrooms, at least for the local press.
Why?
Because
why?
Because now we never know, but I believe if that courtroom had, and I don't know the local channels there, NBC, ABC, CBS, like the local affiliates, and then C-SPAN or something in there, she wouldn't have done the crazy stuff she did because there's nobody who's going to tell on her. Ain't nobody watching. You ain't got no cameras. You can't. There's no video proof.
I disagree.
So she can kind of be wild.
I disagree with the court camera stuff. I'm disagreeing with that.
So no cameras in court?
I've been in that courthouse.
All right, so
I just disagree.
So no. Well, I'm trying.
There's a court reporter for a reason. Everything is documented. What you're saying is documented. No, it's not.
Yeah, but it's a little different when the media. You know what I'm saying? When
that should never be a part of the court anyway. Media shouldn't be a part of the court.
Okay.
It should be on display. That stuff I'm telling you.
Well, what I'm saying is maybe if she knew she was being watched by someone else than someone on her team, then maybe she would have eased back a little bit.
I disagree.
Okay,
I disagree with the cameras in court. In general, in every court. I don't want the whole OJ thing should have never been on. Forget that.
Okay.
We don't. We're not going to be we're not in the jury. We're not the jury.
Cool.
Why do we need to see it?
All right, good point. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to figure out ways to where
that ain't the way. The way it should have been whoever's looking at the court reporting should have been to talk. Whoever who should be overseeing her stuff. The Supreme Pennsylvania
Supreme clientele.
Yeah, Supreme Court. I'm talking about the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania should have been doing something. Look at this from the beginning.
Well,
somebody should have said something from the beginning.
In the beginning, it was just a regular case. There was no reason to look at it. It's a regular case.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying once it started getting some heat,
and you didn't even know,
somebody should have been complaining to the above her. She not the Supreme Court of the United States.
Yeah, and she's not even the main justice at that court. But the funny thing is, she was all good until she went against the recommendations of the DA. That's what raised people's eyebrows. See, once you
which incident was that?
That was the incident when he had the Willie in New York, but it got handled. It was handled in New York, and
there was nothing that popped up before that. I think there's more.
No, there were other things, but I'm just saying when the DA said, "Yo, man, there's nothing here. We're fine," and they were like, "That happened in New York. It was taken care of in New York. It was dropped in New York. We ain't got no beef." And even the parole officer was like, "We ain't got no beef."
I think
and then she still gave him
was the bigger thing.
The what?
Sandy and Hurricane Sandy. Because
when he drove back.
There was an incident that happened in the whole entire Eastern Seaboard that delayed him from getting to the plane to get to Atlanta.
Yeah.
So of course he's gonna take another way to get to Atlanta.
Yeah, he had to. But
it's not his fault. I mean, he got pulled over and we smell weed. Oh, that's
it's like that always happens. But
sorry, officer, I have weed cologne.
See, Lisa in the chat says maybe not for media, but I think every single case should be recorded just for the record. Like maybe like a court only record, maybe. Like they have their own. Like so, you have the stenographer and you have the video.
I agree.
Okay, all right, cool.
I agree with that. Well, actually, a lot of courtrooms are recorded. Actually,
oh, they are.
Where I was,
like
there was a camera in the corner.
Well, I mean, not like security camera, but like more like camera, so you can like review it and like watch it, like C-SPAN.
But even audio was recorded too.
Oh, okay, all right, cool.
So, but not all court.
But who knows who gets that?
But I'm trying to think. When I was in Philly, was there any recording? It may have been recording.
Yeah,
there may have been audio recording of the whole thing, or maybe not. Philly might be a little bit behind with that.
Yo,
they probably got that money for it.
It's crazy.
Someone's stealing it.
Yeah, because they're stealing all the money. But her and her activity, the way she handled the case was kind of under the radar, and she was kind of had her power, was doing her thing. But when the DA was like, "Yo, we don't have any problem. This happened in New York. We don't care." The wheelie thing, it was dropped. We don't care. Why are we here? And even the parole officer was like, "I don't care neither."
Have to say one thing.
Like both parties was like, why are we even here? And I think that's what kicked it off, where even legal people were like, "Yo, she kind of
okay." Out of all the things he did, that was the stupidest thing he did.
Yeah, but still, no. It was dropped in New York.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that it aggravated the situation.
Yeah.
Where it didn't need to be. He could have just did it.
Yeah.
But it's a technicality, but it's real stupid.
Yeah.
That was probably the stupid. Out of everything he's done, that was the stupid thing. Everything else was just because of work. That was his first pleasure moment. That actually was, reprimanded.
Yeah.
But all else was like, I'm trying to work. I'm trying to get here and here.
I mean to say this. I think homie was set up on that joint too, because how did cops came the very next day? We got a video from who?
The internet. That's why.
Yeah, but still,
internet talk, man.
Okay, let's think about this. For cops in New York that have no bearing on your case, know nothing about your case, ain't even paying attention to you, how they get to that? That joint was a set.
Reported them on. Report people, man. You got
but
all over the place.
Yeah, but why would they even care? Think about it.
You popping willies. You should be popping willies here. Oh, I bet you. How many Rough Riders got arrested? We need to look at that in New York.
This fool said Rough Riders.
No, they didn't always be popping willies. Those ones I really know in New York. Popping willies.
Yeah, they do. But still, what I'm saying is, it's not a case that's theirs. It's something that already happened. It's over. It's not in.
I'm pretty sure there's some technicality in his parole that says you shouldn't be popping no damn willies in New York. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, but still,
when I heard it was, I was super mad at him. Even though I didn't know him, even though I know none of his cases, I was super mad. Like, really, you gonna do that? Yeah. You so close. So you gonna do that?
Now, I will say this.
That was dumb. That was the one dumb thing he did.
I didn't know she had violated him as many times as she did.
Yeah, that's what I didn't know.
The wheelie thing was the first thing I ever found out about.
Yeah.
And comes to find out, she violated him like 3-4 times before this.
Yeah.
Like
I knew about the
on just dumb stuff.
I knew about him couldn't leave Philly and had to be locked down. I knew that stuff. But I didn't know what. I mean, I wasn't paying attention too much to it because it's like it just seemed like he just from the media. It just seemed like he was just always a target.
Yeah.
So it didn't seem like he could like if he just stays quiet, he'll be all right. But now looking at it, the judge
now when you look at it,
she has something out for him.
Yeah, because she was like, "You can't make music, you can't do this."
We got V Love in the building.
V Love.
And we got the Gathering 215.
The
Philly's in the building.
Philly is in the building.
What up?
Lisa said, the wheelie thing was real stupid on his.
That was the only thing I can say that like, yo, come on, dog.
Or like even the situation
everything else is normal situation that can happen where like, any judge was like, oh, okay, you trying to go to work. All right.
Yeah, it made sense.
We'll leave you alone.
You couldn't.
But that was the one like,
come on,
you tempting fate right there.
Yeah.
Out of all the stuff. But
and even the water gun thing, she violated him.
That was stupid. That was stupid.
And that's another situation where
and they said, do you want to see the video? She's like, no, I don't want to see the video.
It's like you literally can't say I'm not going to look at evidence that would prove my case. Like that's literally unjust for you to do that. But see, when she started doing stuff like that, that's probably where, and I'm sure, every job is very similar. There's circles. So I'm sure lawyers and DAs and stuff were like, yo, what's her deal?
Yeah.
Like, because even her lawyer was like, I don't know what her thing is. She's got a bug up her about this guy.
She is, it's something personal that we do not know.
And I mean, to this day, because I mean, I was talking to Lisa and I was like looking around online, like, does she know his dad or his mom or maybe his sister did something or maybe he beat up her nephew or something?
It's some deep-rooted something that we don't know about.
And then this documentary,
maybe she don't like his music.
Yeah, and this documentary shows how much control you don't have over your life when someone who has, who's a judge essentially is just like, well, I don't like you. And there's so many times when we come up in front of, in the justice system, when we stand in front of someone that's in the bench that doesn't like us because we don't look like them. What hurts so much about this is that even he says, I think in the second episode, like, yo, I'm going to court. Yo, this is sister. Yo, she'll know where I come from. She'll understand. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you already had a black cop that, beat you up, used your head as a battering ram, slammed you all over. And now she's just continually, I guess, just punishing you for this thing that you didn't even do.
You know what I wish? I wish that we couldn't see the judge in a way. Like you don't, and they couldn't see you, so they can tell if you're white, black, Spanish, Puerto Rican, anything. Because we don't need to, if it's really about being blind, you don't need to see what the person looks like.
Wow. You know what? Actually, if justice is blind,
you don't need to see what they look like, right?
You don't need to see what they look like or know their name. Nope. Name, age, nothing that you could put some isms. So no ageism, no name like
classism.
If you see Rameek, chances are you're black. I'm just saying.
Well, it's Robert Williams' his real name. So.
Well, yeah, sorry. Middle name.
I think when he went to the court, he was calling himself Robert.
He was like, my name is Robert.
My name is Robert.
Robert. But
Robert
yeah,
Williams.
If you see the middle name, you see Rameek, you're like, oh, he black. So you shouldn't be able to see the name or the age.
If justice is blind.
If justice is blind, you should just be able to see what they did. What did they do?
I hate that because, like, even when the jury shouldn't even see what the defendant's name or look like either.
Yeah.
Because when I did the court in Philly, it's a black dude. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's like, everyone has to. And when we went to deliberation, of course, the white people were saying some stuff about black people. Like, yo, bruh. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, yo, I'm here.
Yeah. So it was a little like that shouldn't need to be seen either. The jury does not need to see what the defendant looks like. They only need to hear the evidence of the case. That's it.
Hear what happened, and that's it.
And then you can be a very fair and impartial jury and judge.
Yeah, that's probably about as fair as it can get. So all you do is just hear the audio of what happened. You hear the arguments, and that's it. And matter of fact, you can stay back in where the jury room is, where y'all so you can just stay back there and just get the audio from the court.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then deliberate there. You're already in the room.
Yep. And then the judge is, matter of fact, the judge stays in their chamber. They only get the audio, and all you have is the two arguments. That's it. Nothing else. You don't see nobody.
That will be a change to the system.
Wow.
That would be the best change for the system.
Wow. Yo, I think you just fixed. I think you just fixed.
I mean, being in a civil case and being in a criminal double homicide case, you start seeing things like this ain't working out. This ain't working.
You know what? You just fixed it. Hey, documentary done. Finished.
Hopefully,
we just fixed the justice system.
The justice system watches the show because they watch the show.
The justice system of all the whole country watches the show. See, we fixed it.
We got Dave in the building.
What up, Dave?
Connecticut, New Hampshire, Vermont, somewhere up there in the Northeast.
He's somewhere up there.
Northeast is in the building.
Yo, man, and it's
gotta remind me. I can't remember exactly where.
It's interesting to see how many people are weighing in, and they're all asking like the same thing. How has this judge been able to do this, not only to Meek, but to other people, where she's been recorded in court saying, I'm a judge. Like, so she's literally breaking the judge oath.
But that's when when you know it's corrupt.
Well,
there's no checks and balances.
Nobody really cares.
And
because now
if they did, she wouldn't even be a judge no more. If they really cared, like all those police officers, if they really cared, they wouldn't be police officers no more, and they'd be in jail too, because they also are robbing people too.
Yeah,
but no one cares.
Yeah,
somebody getting that greasy bag. Somebody getting that greasy bag with them hundreds in it too.
Yeah,
them judges and them the DAs.
Yeah, believe that. Believe that. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I'm saying.
So we're gonna pause for the cause real quick, guys. Don't forget GoFundMe.com/Violator20.
Yeah,
that's right. Next week we're gonna be going to Vegas. We need some help. Get out there, film everything.
You doing a show out there? You gonna do a show out there?
No? Should we do a show out there?
I don't know.
We'll have the Wi-Fi.
We'll have Wi-Fi, but I don't know if it's gonna be good Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Maybe we'll record a show and
we have PL too. We have.
So
maybe have our first guest.
We gotta have our first guest. Yeah. So maybe we'll record a short show, cover like one album, and then we'll upload it, because we won't be able to go live. We'll be in Vegas, but guys, we can still use your help. You know what I'm saying? Getting out there, gas, cameras, all that good stuff.
Just you buying cameras, man, for this?
Well, I mean, I still have. I'm trying to.
You can buy a new camera.
Well, I'm trying to get trying to work out something, maybe a lens, maybe trying to work out some stuff.
Trying to get a lens and stuff, y'all.
I'm trying to make better quality.
Give me that lens, y'all.
Give me that lens. More better quality. So drop $1 in the bucket. GoFundMe.com/Violator20. Big shout out to everyone who's already given. We got Trista, Thomas D, Henry, Tavana,
yes,
Chris, Nace, Alexis, I'll go see. I think that's it, and I hope I'm not missing anybody. If I am missing you,
and maybe my mama soon.
Oh yeah, and so
mama.
So much love to all y'all. Thank you so much. Also, big shout out to the Patreon supporters. Thought Crimes, check them out on YouTube. That's THOUGHTCRIME And then also check out Enrique Carrion, dope artist, dope writer for comic books. He has a comic book out called Phenomic. You can check it out online for free. And big shout out to Tim I for helping to build that Nerd Soul brand. Now, with that said, I want to start getting into the toll. See, the justice system in this case is set up to ruin our communities. When I say our, I mean Black people. And the toll that this took on the family. And I mean, they did a good job in the documentary of, keeping your chin up and stuff, but you could tell in those moments, especially with his son, I mean, imagine this where, you're seeing your dad for maybe months at a time, and all is he didn't do anything. He shouldn't be in there. This lady or these cops or these people are taking my dad from me, and he's losing. And the time is something that you'll never get back.
Especially those years, the younger years.
Yeah, the younger years. And I could see if Meek had actually done something.
Yeah,
But
because later on, the last or fourth episode, we get the police officer who was behind him.
Yes.
And he's like, yeah,
He's
if he pulled a gun on him,
we would have shot him. He would have been dead.
Like everyone said, like if there's
anyone
7
who's
police
black
officers surrounding you and you pull out a gun, you're gonna get shot.
Man, you would be dead.
But he was so quick to drop it.
Yeah.
And then
he took it out, put it on the ground.
And then they just started to pursue the beating him up, basically.
Yeah. And
I was glad at least somebody said something. Instead of that crooked behind dude in Florida, whatever.
Yeah, he was like, I'm a good cop and I ain't did nothing wrong. Just like the documentary for R. Kelly, I wonder how this is going to play out. I wonder how this is going to play out publicly for that cop and for Janice, because I think Janice still has a case against her civil wise from Meek. If there wasn't, I would. I know I'd be
because
the
judge has a case against Meek.
No, I think Meek has a case against the judge.
Oh yeah.
So at least a civil case, I believe. But I wonder how this will play out, because it's been very, it's been very clear about their roles in his. Like they showed every step of what the judge did. It's not murky at all what the judge has done, and it's not murky at all what that officer did.
Yeah, I would, you know what? Even if I would actually like this, weirdly enough, to hear her side of the story, because if you get just what do you say? What is your excuse?
What do you have to say for yourself? Now, I did want to touch on this. Lisa jumped in. She said the system was never set up to be fair to everyone ever. And she said the system works the way it was designed to. And I want to stop on that real quick. We spoke about this at the house, and it's true. You'll always see people on the news or social media or whatever. The system is broken. The system is broken. I don't think the system's broken. I think the system has been full of white supremacy since the inception of the system, and the system works towards white supremacy in its favor, like it's always been set up to do. I mean, technically, written in the Constitution, still, we are able to be enslaved, and we are still 3/5 of human beings. So the system isn't particularly broken. The system is going just fine for the people that made the system. And I think what we're saying is like, that's an actual decent shot at like, nobody sees anybody. All we do is hear this lawyer and this lawyer. That's it. And the forensic people, they talk about the thumbprints or something.
Remind me at the end of the show to show you something that D.L. Hughley said about what you're saying about. I don't even like the system. I don't like to use the word that WS word. The white, whatever. I don't even.
All right, cool.
Subscribe to that.
But words. I mean,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I just never say it out loud because I don't supreme anyone supreme over anyone.
Yeah, not saying that I believe they're supreme, but just saying.
I know you don't, but I'm just saying I can't say it because I don't believe it.
I feel you.
I don't believe it, I ain't gonna.
And
say
words
it.
do matter, so I know what you mean. The system of subjugation from white people.
Whoever created the system is made for them.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. And you know who I'm talking about.
Whoever created the system, it's made for them.
And it
wasn't made for everybody.
And you know who created.
Because you said something to break down that whole WS thing, and I was like, because I thought the same way. Like no one's supreme. They're actually kind of subservient, but whatever. Moving on, because they really didn't create.
They've been
in this country. They haven't created. They're actually more of just a taker.
Yeah.
They're like the pirates. They're the pirates of creativeness and all kind of money.
And don't get me started on Manifest
and
Destiny.
Working.
Oh boy.
But yeah, the W. I'll start saying WS. If I said WS, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about Winter Soldier either.
The toll that this took on the family, and I can only imagine the toll that this takes on other families that are literally suffering in silence because there's nothing they can do. Imagine being a father or a mother, and your son goes to jail, and you know good and well your son ain't pulling no gun on no cop, and you know your son is not selling drugs. Like, and not saying those people like, I couldn't believe my son did that, and like the son actually really did it, but no, really knowing like, my son doesn't do that. And then not being able to get them out of jail, not being able to see them for 7 months. because you just didn't have the money, not because he was wrong or because he was evil or because any of that, but because you didn't have the money, because the system is set up to keep you from that. And then struggling to not having the lawyers and not having this or not, whatever it is, being stripped of that time, stripped of that connection because you have no power.
And the thing about me is like, when something is written down, it's always open for interpretation.
Good point.
So what's written down, you can take it as exactly literal, exactly what it says. So anything can be a violation.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's why you have a judge to
determine whether this is really happening. And a level-headed judge, if I was the judge on this case, one, I would have asked for actual proof. I would have been like, well, where's the crack at that he had? Where's the crack?
Where's the crack?
Where's the crack?
Like, I would have had more than one person who was there on the scene, witness-wise.
Yeah. I would have been like, yo, where's the crack?
I would have had more than just the arresting cop.
Yeah.
There were 7 of them. Where
where the rest
there
of them?
There are other witnesses.
Yeah, where the other cops at? It's like, because that we saw, there were 2 in front of him, 1 behind him, and then there were some cops in the car.
They said 7.
Remember, there were
7 altogether.
So 7 altogether. So I'm like, where they at? But see, they only said 1 because they didn't want to screw up their stories on the stand.
Yeah. One person telling a story is easier than 3 people telling 3 different stories.
Yeah, because then the judge would have to be like, well, dude, y'all haven't proved beyond a reasonable doubt. Case is dismissed. You know what I'm saying? And my mom said to me a long time ago to please stay out of court, please stay out of this, because once you get in their hands, I can't help you. And this is what she's talking about. This stuff is because there's no amount of love you have for your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, your son, your daughter, no amount of love, no amount of trying to protection or fighting or whatever can get them out of their hands. Once they have taken hold and started to control their life, there's nothing you can do. And of course, when they put them in jail, they put them in like the worst areas, with people that have mental impairments and all that, and they're trying to make it worse. Like you have a system set up to not treat you as a human being anymore. And this shines a light on, look at what is happening to someone who is rich. Look at what is happening to someone who has money, who knows Jay Z, who knows a part owner of the Sixers, who knows this person, Rick Ross, all this money. And look at how they're treating him. Now step back and imagine how they're treating the person that's making $28,000 a year. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because I think 28,000 is the poverty line. Y'all can check me on that if I'm wrong, but I think it's 28, 24, something like that. So imagine someone who's living at the poverty line. Imagine how they're treating them. You know what I'm saying? Imagine how poorly so many that are in the system, because they're either wrongly accused and wrongly convicted or over convicted. And what I mean by over convicted is, say this case comes up and an average level-headed person would be like, okay, cool, he should get 3 months. But instead they're getting 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Or this person should get 4 months, but instead they're getting 8 years. You know what I'm saying?
Or a college student rapes a girl and gets nothing.
Yeah, it's
something ain't right.
Yeah,
but I wrote down my notes. Okay. I'm mad and weirdly enough glad. I'm gonna say this. I'm mad that he had to go through what he had to go through to be the face of what this is now.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it was someone like him, because we can see what he's been through, where it's like falsely accused, in and out of jail for years, on probation for 10 years, which is unheard of and unreasonable. And he turned everything around. Then you mean to turn it around in terms of like, he was successful. He's doing this stuff, so he needs to move
in spite of.
But in the business that he's in, the judge should understand the business he's in. But again, she's not fit. There's something clearly going on there. Maybe she got mental disability too. And the thing, do we check these judges on their mental stability too?
This is something that I wanted to get on.
Because she sounds crazy.
Yeah.
And I ain't talking about, oh yeah,
And-
she crazy. No, she
And feel
sounds
free.
off. Something's
Hit us-
off up in the brain.
Hit us up in the chat. Hit us up in in the comments below. There should be a objective,
We need to
I
check
don't
these people out.
like a objective review board of judge cases, and I mean rolling all the time. So like say in Philly, in everywhere where there should be an impartial, maybe like retired judges or something, but it should be randomly selected judges that should go over a judge's last, say, 5 to 10 cases and just make sure you ain't tripping.
What?
And then on top of that, just like we got our driver's license or whatever, every so years, a judge should be like, all right, you got to get some psych evaluation and make sure your butt ain't crazy.
Or it should be more than one judge. It should be a vote.
So you mean like
you can't have
every case should be like a Supreme kind of court kind of, you know what? I'm
on
not
a
mad at that either.
small level, even though it's going to probably ain't gonna cost no more money.
Yeah, because the judges are already in the building.
Take all the money that they steal from everybody else and use that.
Well, also the judges are already in the building. In every courthouse, there's usually there's different courtrooms and there's judges in all of them. So technically, you could do that.
Multiple judges might be hard.
Well, I mean, you can just
you
would streamline
each courtroom is assigned
yeah,
to a judge.
it is assigned to a judge. You would make the days longer actually.
That already if they need to streamline this court stuff.
Yeah,
I've been through it and it's taken way too long. Too much jockeying going on in the court with the lawyers. Too much of that.
Yeah.
Too much of this. Oh, we have a sidebar. We got time for all this stuff. We got stuff to do.
This ain't a few good men. All right.
Like
it's too much on TV.
There's too much jockeying going on with this stuff. Y'all trying to be hot shots and stuff. Just get it over with. Come on.
Yeah. Just
present your argument and your closing statement. We need to get rid of them too. We get your closing statement. We get your opening statement. They take too long.
No opening closing statement.
Forget
just
that.
Like,
We know
this is what happened. This is why he didn't do it. This is what happened. This is why he did do it.
Keep it moving. Do a cross-examination. I'm fine with cross-examination. I'm fine with expert witnesses. I'm fine with witnesses who ain't experts. I'm fine with all that stuff.
Yeah, because the opening closing statement is kind of like
stupid.
It is kind of like that fluff. When you write a paper for school and that first page and a half is fluffy as I don't know what. That's the open
formality.
That's gonna be mad fluffy.
Let's get to the meat of this.
I've written this paper on such and such. This is important to me because this and that. You done wasted like 3 paragraphs.
We got Chad Anthony in the building.
Yeah. What up? Nice to have you in here. So the resilience of his family is something, especially in the public eye, is something that I know had to be tough. And that just hit home for me because, seeing his grandma, you know what I'm saying? And just, it's, we all have grandma. You don't want to be dragging grandma through that. She going to court and all this stuff, and then people in the streets, and it's too much for his family to bear. And thank God that they were able to get through it, and it's semi over now.
As of July 24th of this year.
Yeah, of this year, I think it's going to be over because once you have the documentary and you also have the stuff with the do not call list or whatever for the people that were corrupt.
And you also have a person who was there, another witness that was there.
It's essentially going to get thrown out.
He ain't put no gun out. He got the gun.
We hope that it should be.
Well, it won't be that judge anymore. It could be a whole new case.
Yeah, it'll be a whole
different judge. So it shouldn't be her. It shouldn't be appointed as that.
Essentially, the case. I'm hoping that this case for Meek will literally be like he goes in and it's about 20 minutes.
He shouldn't need to go in.
Yeah, that's true. Like the lawyers should show up and be like, look, man, hey, I don't know if you watched the documentary, but
here's my evidence now. You're not bringing enough evidence. What do you mean you're not bringing enough evidence?
Yeah.
Here's my evidence now.
Here's my evidence.
But they do that research on those guys doing the research on everything. Yeah. That was
the freedom case or whatever. Those guys that do the freedom. Yeah. Kind of like the overturning guys, the overturned case guys. Those guys. Yeah. They had a file like this, son.
The private investigators.
Right? Yeah. So the resilience is something that really spoke to me. And then the last thing that actually stood out to me was that perception is reality. And what I mean by that is, I can't remember the young man's name, the guy that's the owner of the Sixers. Part owner, I guess. He spoke about Meek Mill saying, yo, there's two Americas. There's what you experienced and what I got and with the justice system. And he said at first, he was like, man, come on. Like, look, just don't get in trouble and don't.
What from both perspectives, and there's two different worlds too. Just like how like Donald Trump is living in a whole other world that we are living in.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is like, he was like, nah, man, you just work hard and you don't get in trouble. That's what most people say that because they don't understand the world. And it's because when you live under a certain privilege, that everything from you is always assumed to be good, and people always give you the benefit of the doubt, and people always want to hear your side and get your understanding of something. You grow up thinking, oh, everybody experiences this. It's just like this. Yeah. So that's generally he said, live in a bubble. But the beautiful thing is that after seeing this, he was man enough to be like, you know what? I was wrong. This stuff is happening to millions of people that I never even, you know what I'm saying? Because most people will walk around like my life is the bomb. I don't know about you. My life is great. People don't follow me around in the store. My life is great. I don't get pulled over for absolutely no reason. My life is great. I don't get scared when an officer drives by. My life is great. I don't worry about my husband or my daughter or my son or whatever coming home when they're out late at night because I know what's waiting out there for them. Like, I don't have these problems. And I was driving down the street. I was coming from somewhere and my wife was in the car. And we were driving and there was a police officer like 2 cars back. And we had taken a couple turns and the officer was still behind us, but kind of, like a car or so behind us. Mm-hmm. And I told her, and I was like, I'm scared right now because I have you and my son in the car with me. And I mean, Philando Castile is not that long ago. And I was like, I'm scared and I don't do anything. Now imagine living a life where you're scared. And I can see if I was like the mob boss of all bosses, you know what I'm saying? And I had like guns in the trunk and weed and cocaine and heroin and fentanyl and all kinds of stuff. And my house was like packed to the ceiling with drugs in the wall. No, I don't do anything. I don't do nothing. And I'm scared when I see an officer behind me. Now imagine a life where you never worry about that. Like you never worry about like your friends coming home or you're hanging out with, you don't never worry. Cause I'm literally worried about like, okay, I'm hanging with a lot. It's like a lot of us. And when I say a lot of, I'll be with like a group of Black people. We'll be hanging out and I'll be like, yo man, just a thought will hit me like, it's a lot of us together. And I know how that looks. And maybe we should chill and maybe we should go somewhere else or go inside or something like that. Like imagine not having ever having to have those thoughts. So that's where he was coming from. But I do like the fact that once he realized like, oh, no, Black people live in this stuff every day. And it's real. Then at least he turned. Now, of course, with a lot of people like that, it has to be in their backyard for them to understand.
That's what I'm about to say. Like it's how will they be exposed to that? Just hearing it on the news ain't enough.
Yeah.
But think about the way the news depicts it is the problem.
True. Yeah.
So that's why I don't watch the news.
Yeah, it's because there's a general
media is the devil.
There's a general lack of empathy when it's just like, oh, well, he did it. He should go to jail. And it's like, no, and like I said, over convicted. So like, yes, maybe he should go to jail for 4 months, for 3 months. Or maybe he should go to a institution to be rehabilitated, but he shouldn't be there for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, all these crazy sentences that are thrown down for people that look like me and supposed to people that look like him. You know what I'm saying? And to see kind of his turn and even to the point of doing the reform thing and creating the association, that surprised me. Because you know how here's why. Because a lot of people that have money just want to throw money at the problem. And be like, oh, well, I gave you money. But it looks like he's actually trying to do the work, as well as like Van Jones and Jay Z. Well, I mean, not saying that he's like investigating.
No, I'm saying he had to go through all this when he had done that with just the first one. And he got off and then he'd be fine. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Even himself didn't. I mean, he was doing community service and like that. Yeah. But when he came up with reform without going through what he went through. That's my thing.
All right.
These things should be happening before something needs to happen. We should be more
True.
proactive. Not saying he needs it. I'm saying
Yeah,
people in general need to be more proactive than reactive.
Yeah.
His is a reaction of a situation, and his is very understandable of his mindset now. And I didn't tell you a full disclaimer. I never liked his music, but I might listen to it now.
Yeah,
because I feel he has a message now. Before I never felt like he was just a dude rap. He's loudly rapping. Yeah. But I feel now he has more of a message that I can get on board with.
And matter of fact, when this happened, we spoke about this on this show months ago, where I was like, this is a moment for him where he can transcend beyond the music and be a symbol for people that are unheard, that are not protected, that don't have.
It can shake things up.
Yeah. And
that need to be shaken up.
Honestly, I'm someone who never, like, I knew Meek Mill. I knew he was talented as a rapper, but he's never been like, we did the top 10. Meek Mill did not make number 10 or number 1. He didn't make none of them joints. But now I'm much more interested in what he has to say. And I did take in some of the Championships album and check it out. And he is also, during the documentary, you can see how he makes some songs talking about the judge. I don't think that helped. But I do like the ferocity and the tenacity he has now with his message, because I think, like you said, without all this happening, this message wouldn't come from him. And I think there's a lot of people that relate to him. You know what I'm saying? That
definitely.
You know that,
I mean,
they wouldn't.
He is the perfect storm. It's one of those perfect storms.
Yeah.
But it didn't need to be a storm because there's a corrupt system.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been.
It shouldn't have been, but that's what it is. But I'm like, we need to be more proactive with everything of the internal justice system. Like, and I'm glad that something happened out of all this. I'm just like, I wish these things would happen more often.
Yeah.
And not having you have to go through a whole bunch of muck. You have to be Eddie Dufresne going through the ish to get out on the other side.
Yeah,
I hope it's never like I hope no one has to go through what he went through, because I mean, there's probably thousands, if not millions, that went through exactly what he just went through, and that are still in jail. That he's trying to help out, and I applaud that.
Yeah,
because a lot of people could just turn the other way, turn the other cheek,
and be like, "I'm gone, I'm cool."
But he feels that this is it's like a light has been shined on him, that this is your
and
call.
He's not running from it either.
This is your call, and I don't think he's the kind of person to run from it. You could tell by the way he was rapping about. He was still rapping about the judge during the case. So he's not the type that runs from people.
Okay,
and I like that.
So all right, we're coming up on an hour.
Yeah, IG Live. We about to be done.
We about to be done at IG Live.
35, 30, 20,
20, whatever.
67,
22,
45. 35, 47.
35, 47. So the wildest thing is pulling him and Nicki Minaj into her chambers.
Oh, yeah. That was.
And asking.
Come to YouTube, y'all.
Yeah, youtube.com/NERDSoul. NERDSOUL.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, so
Happy New Year.
So it's weird, because maybe it's not a personal thing against him. Maybe it's something where it's a weird case of clout chasing, where it's like, because she said, you know, she said multiple times during these 10 years, like, what I've done for you, she did him she helped him so much. Like,
he helped his career.
Yeah, like you wouldn't be able to do if it wasn't for me, kind of thing.
This
and
is
it's
like
like
Mr. Biggs when and people on a download video. Look at me, I did it to you.
I did it to you. Oh man,
download video.
So like, I don't know where in the world you get a remix for. Okay,
was it Boyz II Men song?
It was a Boyz II Men.
Maybe
song.
she owned the rights to it.
Maybe,
and she wants some money off of that.
Maybe
I'm telling you, this lady there's something going on with this. There's something going on with this lady.
I don't know what's up.
There's something going on with this judge.
Now, shout out to Philly. I want to ask y'all this: if you are from Philly and you are watching this right now, and you live in Philly, and I'm like, yo, how is Janice like operating in this city after doing all this?
Operating.
Well, I mean, like she goes to the gas station, she goes to the store, she goes to Macy's or something. She goes like, how y'all just letting her live?
George
like
Zimmerman is still here. What are you talking about?
I retract my previous statement. That's it, guys. That's it.
And she ain't killed nobody that we
That's
know
it, guys. That we know of. That's you know what? That's the perfect
George
note.
Zimmerman's still here.
That's the
on this
perfect
earth.
note to end on right there. With that said, guys, thank you for checking us out. With all these so-called killers out there, and all these
I believe
so-called
Dylan Roof is still alive too, right?
Who?
Dylan Roof, the guy, he's still here too, right? Okay.
So yeah, for all these cats that so deep in these streets, well, we could really use some of your services.
We need that. I mean, I don't want nobody to be.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It
y'all
need to be more like some of the Marvel TV shows, if y'all know what I mean.
Yeah, just
especially that one that crazy dude walking around with the gun.
Yeah, his dude.
Little skull on his chest.
Dude, he wears Tim boots every day.
Skull on his chest.
Has skull.
He's got that little limp when he walk.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? No matter how much he get beat down, you know what I'm saying?
Keep coming.
He just keep coming at you.
He's very defiant.
We could definitely use one of him. A couple of him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe one on both coasts.
But
one per coast.
Her don't warrant that.
Yeah. Maybe like break a finger, like just be like, hey,
break the finger, the one that she bang the gavel with.
Yeah, just be like, and then just be like, look, stop, you corrupt.
Yeah, that's really gonna do it.
That's why you break the finger.
I think we should use the same system that she's using to corrupt it to get her. That's what you got to use the old system to get her out.
Yeah, she got to go.
I think they have enough evidence on her, enough case evidence to get her out of here.
Yeah,
get her off of here.
Yeah,
tell her to retire too. Go to Florida with the other fake dude.
She done. And this fool talk about he preaching the word.
With the Lord now.
I'm so tired. You know what? Let me say this. I know we are at time. I'm so tired of y'all doing dirt. You're gonna do all the dirt in the world, and now all of a sudden you're a preacher. So now you're gonna preach the word after you ruin people's lives.
Literally ruin people's lives.
Ruin families' lives, families, all kinds of stuff. Now you gonna go to Florida and be a preacher. Really though? Really? That's what you're gonna do? I hope you get struck down dead.
Wow.
Yeah, I said it. In the pulpit.
Yeah, because you're
misleading the flock.
When the Jay Z said like the ripple, like there's a reverb, like this reverb. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, about his kids, but like think about the other people that these two individuals that we know of in this case have ruined their lives.
Yeah, because there's sisters, there's wives, there's girlfriends, there's kids.
Kids
there's
growing
moms,
up without fathers.
Yep. And that's the attack on the community. On a wider scale, without going into it, they know that if we can remove the men from the community, that community will not be protected. They will not be safe, and they will have to depend on something. And that something will be us. And I'm just gonna leave it at that.
The system.
Yeah. So if we can remove the men, if we can destroy the men, then we will destroy their community. So that I'm gonna just leave it at that. So guys, before we get out of here, you know what I'm saying? To my left, awesome producer, got a joint coming in October. That heat, Arckatron, you know what I'm saying? Holla at him.
Yeah, you can find me on ARCKATRON.com. And I have some new stuff up there soon in October, but I also dropped a 3-pack on my SoundCloud page. So you can just find it at soundcloud.com/Arckatron and you'll find me.
What up?
And what your stuff is over there.
My stuff is NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere where you can get your podcast, and here on YouTube. So if you like what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up. Now you can hit that thumbs down, but if you hit that thumbs down, I'm gonna send Janice Brinkley after you. All right. You know what? I ain't gonna do that. Don't nobody deserve that, but I'm just saying, I see you. Also, make sure share this to your folks. Have a good time. Let's talk down in the comment section below. Whether you've been affected by it, live in Philly, know about Janice, know about the cops, or just want to talk about the system in general. This is a perfect opportunity where music and message can meet, and we can have a broader conversation about what we can do on a local level, because local is the most important level. Don't get me wrong. I know presidents are important, but the local level is the most important. What they going to do with your parks, what they going to do with your schools, what they going to do with where you can
But even court officials and stuff like that.
Court officials, the school board, all that.
Judges.
Yeah, judges. So all that.
Man, I didn't know who voted for her.
Yo,
that's why I need to know.
On the real, take your cell phones with you. If you don't know, Google that person real quick. You know, there ain't no time limit on no vote. You know what I'm saying? Sit in that voting booth and you Google that person. And if you see something crazy come up, if you see something racist or Me Too or something crazy, just don't vote for them. If you see something stupid, if you see something like Janice Brinkley, don't vote. Well, vote, but just don't vote for that person.
Yeah.
You get it. So us to you, thanks for chilling with us. And of course, for the 3, for the 2, the 1, the woo for you, and peace.
Dos.
Dos.
Dos.